Hi, everyone, and welcome to Magnifique with me, your host, Gabrielle Forshee. I am still in 2023 when you're hearing this, so I hope you don't have too much feedback. I'm trying to kind of prep as much as possible. And speaking of prep, I kind of thought it'd be fun and new to introduce some intro bullet points. Also, I'm trying not to say comfort words. I've also been trying to cut them out. So if you hear excessive ums and so's and ands, I am trying my best to eliminate them from my vocabulary as well as cut them out when I hear them in editing. That was a tangent. I have intro bullet points because this is a real podcast. This isn't a fun time podcast. I'm taking this seriously. That part was more for me, not for you. You know this is a serious podcast. Serious in air quotes. This is a real life podcast. This isn't something that I'm doing for giggles, for funsies. It is for funs. I'm going to stop talking because I'm talking in circles and nobody's understanding me. I have intro bullet points. Let's talk about them if you don't mind. Welcome, by the way. How are you doing? How was your week? How are we feeling? How's the new year treating you? Do we have any special New Year's resolutions that we're going for? I know that the gym is typically packed in January and most people are so upset by that. I love that for you. When I go to the gym in January, yes, it is more packed than usual. And yes, it does clear out mid-February, but I love that you're trying to start this journey and getting into the gym and bettering yourself. I'm obsessed with that for you. Don't let anybody make you feel bad because you're starting in January. And don't let anybody tell you that you'll be done by mid-February. You've got this. This year's different. So what am I doing? Okay. I've been really leaning into podcast prep as much as possible in 2023 and kind of looking at 2024. I have been making highlight reels and trying to really decide what I want my social media presence to be as kind of a brand, and if I want to carry the Magnifique brand through all aspects of what I hope my future is. And I think the podcast alone will hold the Magnifique title, and wherever I go, I'm not putting anything in stone, actually, because what if? There's always what ifs. Okay. That I have been trying to take advantage of my days off. With the holidays, I have lots of days off, so I'm using today to record, and then I'm going to go to Michael's craft store. I saw some cute little trinkets on TikTok that I'm really excited about. I've been trying to redo my office because when I moved in, I went headfirst into this dark blue. It was called Dragon's Lair. It was a very dark teal blue. It looked like the ocean. Also, I have a fear of the deep ocean, and TikTok keeps feeding me North Sea and the Drake's Passage on the way to Antarctica and just a bunch of ocean content, which I'm going to watch every single time because while I'm terrified of it, I am intrigued. Where did that come from? Oh, yes, my walls were very dark in my office, so I just painted them. It's white with the slightest little whisper of purple. It's very soft and feminine. But with that, I've kind of been trying to redecorate to make it my own. I'm a first-time home buyer, and also this is my first time out of my parents' house, so I've never had this much space to work with, so it's a little daunting. I've been taking my time. I'm not used to it, though, so I'm trying to figure out my personal decor style. I have been leaning more into girly with influences of the Victorian era while straying away from those dark, rich colors. I have a green chair is a very deep emerald green, but it kind of meshes well with the walls. And then it's a new addition. It's a mirror with kind of that same deep blue as the ocean and as my walls, but it has a gold border, so I like it. And that's what I'm kind of going for. But I'm acquiring them with no rush. I'm acquiring with intention. But I'm going to go to Michael's craft store, and then I think tomorrow we're going to go to the antique mall because I really want some good antique jewelry, not from resellers on Depop. So I'm hoping I can find it there. I won't be heartbroken if I don't, but YOLO. Also today, I am a little stuck inside because I'm waiting for a package from UPS. I'm waiting for my ring. For those of you who do know me in real life, you know I got engaged. Actually, I said that in the first episode. I got engaged. I got engaged too with a placeholder ring because we got a custom ring made. So I'm waiting for that to come in. It's taken, 2 months? It's finally supposed to arrive today and I have to sign for it. But what's the protocol? Should I open it or should I wait for my fiance to come home and open it? Because I'm really excited about it. He showed me pictures and I'm kind of obsessed with it, which is good. One would hope that you're obsessed with your engagement ring, but I'm quite obsessed with it. I asked you guys about your New Year's resolutions, but nobody asked me. So I'm gonna share if you don't mind. This is a show and tell. It's time for me to tell. So during the holidays, I've kind of been taking this time to really kick myself in the butt into getting back into shape. Since it's my first time out of my parents' house, I've been trying to learn structure, been eating a little too good, which I'm giving myself slack for. I'm not villainizing food. I've had a history with that before. So we're not doing that now, but starting the New Year's resis early and kind of getting familiar with a routine before the gym gets a little more crowded than usual. I'd like to have a routine so I don't get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed so easily. I can't go to the grocery store because I get too overwhelmed. I rarely go to Marshall's on a weekend. I can only go on weekday nights because it gets overwhelming. That's not to say I don't go at all. I can power through. It's not that bad, but I do get very overwhelmed. And who's to say what that's because of? It's just me. It's my little quirk. Where was I going with that? Oh, yes. I'm kind of doing the heavy lifting now so that future me can be proud of me. I like people being proud of me. It's whatever. I saw a quote recently that roughly said, if you aren't friends or if you can't be friends with future you, then you're on the wrong path and you're doing something wrong. So I'm kind of using future me as a mentor and guiding me through life because I feel like I know where I'm supposed to be. Also, as long as I'm making 15-year-old me proud, I feel good. And at the present, I think she would think I'm really cool. I think she'd be jealous of me. I think she'd look at me and be like, wow, I want to be her. And that's all I can really ask for. Speaking of, I know where I'm supposed to be, I have a North Node in Leo. I am an astrology girly. I love a good astrology moment. And I like to pick and choose what I follow. The North Node is something that I lean into very heavily. My North Node is in Leo. And from my understanding of it, it means I'm supposed to be a star. It means I'm supposed to do amazing things and be very influential and do amazing things with this life. So that's what I'm doing. Welcome to Magnifique. And with that, I don't really have the best segue into the topic, but today I wanted to talk about a aesthetic that also, do you guys say aesthetic or aesthetic? I pronounce the TH. I go hard into the TH, the th. But I was listening to I'm a big podcast girly. I love a good podcast. I primarily listen to podcasts So I was listening to one last night, and they were making fun of the girl because of the way she said aesthetic, because she pronounced the TH. So now I'm very conscious of it. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about an aesthetic that has been sweeping the internet by a storm, taking the internet by a storm, and that is the clean girl aesthetic. I'm sure you've heard of it. I'm going to walk you through what it is, where it came from, who kind of leads the charge, how to get the aesthetic, how to get the look, and some of the controversies surrounding it, because it's a bit controversial. I've got some bullet points for you. So strap in. I'd love to teach you something. I'd love to go on this journey with you. And let's kind of get into it. So I'm sure you guys are on the edge of your seats wondering, what is the clean girl aesthetic and where the heck did it come from? The clean girl aesthetic has been on the internet and kind of TikTok primarily since about 2021, but it really started to kick into gear in 2023. I'd say this was its peak year of influence. It is currently like the it girl trend of TikTok, and it's all about looking fresh and polished and pretty effortlessly kind of chic and cool and put together. Aesthetics.fandom.com defines it as all about embracing simplicity, comfort, and elegance. This style, centered around neutral palettes, clean lines, and minimalistic designs, captures the essence of sophistication and effortless chic. And adding to that, it gives the illusion of health and wellness from the extreme epic skincare routines, matcha lattes, and clean eating is a big part of the clean girl's lifestyle to maintain that glow and effortless essence about her. It really leans into the minimalist appearance, but sparks a larger conversation about consumerism and overconsumption of goods. So who kind of leads the charge? I'm so glad you asked that. Thank you. I have 3 major influences within this charge. That's not to say that other people didn't kind of help carry this, but these are the 3 that I think personally made the biggest impact on the clean girl aesthetic through the years. So first we have Emily Mariko. She kind of peaked in 2021. She was everywhere, always, everything, everywhere, all at once. She starts with food content, and she still is primarily doing food content. I think she even moved to Snapchat. I saw something that this is not based on any factual evidence. I don't have a citation for this part. I think she's on Snapchat. I think she got a deal with Snapchat, so most of her food prep ASMR is on there now. She leans more into the clean girl lifestyle portion more than the clean girl beauty. She's famous for the salmon rice bowl that everybody liked and tried, and I think it was last winter that everybody was going cuckoo bananas for it. It's basically white rice, day-old white rice, day-old salmon mixed together with sriracha, Kewpie mayo, and she ate it with seaweed paper. That is a salmon rice bowl. Emily is praised for her minimalistic yet polished look. Think aloe yoga, matching sets. Think very Pilates mom, stay-at-home Pilates mom. Very well manicured. She even does like workout videos of her in the gym. Very quaint, quiet, dainty, all of the above. So that is Emily Mariko. Next we have the ever-famous Hailey Bieber. I would say she is the 2022 clean girl queen. She has led many charges within the clean girl aesthetic. She's most known for the glazed donut nails. I think it was like a nudie base with chrome, and then it kind of spiraled into chocolate glazed donut nails and blah, 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 glazed donut nails. Basically, any color with a chrome on top is some sort of glazed donut nail. She was also the decider that gold jewelry was peak clean girl. She never specifically said gold jewelry, this is what we're doing for the clean girls. She kind of just influenced silently that we're wearing gold jewelry for the clean girl aesthetic and the clean girl look. I would say she pioneered the beauty aspect of the clean girl aesthetic. She now has her beauty skincare line, Rhode Beauty. And the lip peptide serum is one of the founding fathers of the clean girlies. Next, we have Miss Sophia Richie Grange. She, I would argue, is the it girl of 2023 with the ever classic slick back bun. She kind of had a clean girl rebrand. She was more, during her Scott Disick days, she was more like in the same aesthetic and look appearance-wise as Kylie Jenner, not Kylie Kardashian, and the rest of the Kar Jenner clan. But since kind of breaking that off, she's found her personal style in the clean girl aesthetic. And she, personally, I would say she leads the charge in clean girl fashion. She is a fashion icon for the clean girlies. She kind of branded the model off-duty meets coastal grandmother, kind of gives Meredith Blake from The Parent Trap, just in the way that she dresses. I love the way that Miss Sophia Grange dresses. I think it's so elegant, so classy, and put together, while still maintaining that young 20-somethings look about her. And everyone kind of went crazy about her wedding this past spring. She maintained that clean girl glow while maintaining that bridal beauty. And I think she even wore that slick back bun for her wedding. So she's dedicated to her craft. So those are the icons. Let's talk about how to get the clean girl look and how to be a clean girl, a clean girly. It's more than just taking a shower every day and being physically clean. It's about looking clean. It's about looking glowy. And lifestyle is first and foremost the most important thing, the healthy girl lifestyle. Everyone is shopping at Erewhon and Whole Foods. If you're not in California, Whole Foods is the next step below Erewhon. Hailey Bieber and Emma Chamberlain had their own smoothies at Erewhon. And for those of you who don't know, Erewhon is just a very expensive, primarily organic grocery store where people like Hailey Bieber, Gwyneth Paltrow, and so on shop. It is just an elevated Whole Foods, to be frank. A plant-forward lifestyle is incredibly important. I wouldn't go so far as to say plant-based, but primarily plants, primarily salads and green juices. And I think a lot of people have started to embrace dairy-free, gluten-free, all of the above. Kind of just embracing very clean eating, very kind of fueling your body to maintain that healthy glow that a clean girl needs. And with the rise of clean girl came the rise of low-impact cardio and low-impact exercise, i.e. Pilates. Pilates and yoga had a huge spike in interest in 2023. First and foremost, I'm a data girly. My real job that pays me, I do data. I am an analyst. So I like data. I like to see the numbers. I like to tell a story. So Google data showed that there was a steady increase in interest, with the largest spike appearing in August to September of 2023. which kind of aligns with the influx of day in the life or come to Pilates with me videos on TikTok. Worldwide, Australia contributed the most to the search engine. I'd like to preface that this is a new database for me, so I couldn't clearly, this is not like a user-friendly data program because this data was hard to interpret. It just showed the number 100. 100 what? So the way I'm interpreting is that Australia contributed about 100 searches per day for Pilates and or yoga, whereas the US averages 37 searches per day in 2023. So quite the increase. Like I said, Clean Girl is all about those low-intensity workouts, yoga, Pilates, hot girl walks. We saw really the trend of hot girl walks come to life in 2022. So low-intensity workouts where you still get a fantastic workout, but it's slow and controlled movements, creating and sculpting a body that is desirable for people, and more power to you. So moving on from workouts and physique, the Clean Girl aesthetic is all about clean cut and tailor-fitting looks. One of the iconic looks is, of course, the slick back bun. Previously, I think it was the first episode where we talked about 2023 trends. We talked about Sophia Richie's bun routine, which I'll go ahead and paraphrase right here. It's wet hair. She puts a hair mask in and a detangler. She brushes a middle part. She gets a back pony in, and then she gets those bangs in. And then she glues everything down with one final brush. And the hair is very wet, and it's very controversial because her hair can break once it dries. Clothing-wise, I would say the most iconic piece is a crisp white top. If it's not white, then neutral, well-fitting, needs to be versatile. You have to be able to dress it up or down. And it has to be just like an everyday fit. When I say crispy, I mean it has to look good quality. It can't be anything from like Shein or Forever 21. It has to be a thick cotton material. And then for bottoms, either a very high quality relaxed fit jean or high-waisted trousers in a neutral tone. I would say for the everyday clean girl, a light wash jean is perfect. For a night out, I would assume they're going trousers. I can't see anybody wearing dark wash jeans on a night out as a clean girl. Most of the clothing items can be kind of summarized as a capsule wardrobe. Simple, classic, versatile. It can be either dressed down or dressed up for the occasion. It's very elegant when dressed up. And brands who are particularly loved by the clean girls are Skims and Zara. Skims for those bodysuits and kind of minimalist, clean lines, good quality suction shapewear. And Zara for, again, those crispy tops and good quality jeans. As far as accessories go, we love a good quality leather bag. You would think with the presence of good quality and made to last, you wouldn't have as much overconsumption, but I would say the clean girl aesthetic is the catalyst for overconsumption in this consumerist economy. While they have like these really good quality leather bags, they have like 50 of them, and they promote 50 of them at a time, as well as very dainty jewelry. Gold is preferred via Hailey Bieber, but wear what you want. Wear what you want as long as it's not super chunky and out there. It has to be pretty muted with, like, if you just move your hands, you'll see the gold rings and you're like, oh, she's cute, she's elegant, she is not too flashy. And I think the goal of this is not to be too flashy. As far as makeup goes, it seems the goal is to have a healthy glow about you And it looks like we're using as little makeup as possible throughout the process. That's where that healthy lifestyle comes in for that glow. Cream products are very popular to achieve that dewy, glowy look. Cream blushes, cream contours, cream highlighters, cream. You'll also notice that the fluffy brows were born here. Gone are the days of the Anastasia dip brows. We are now here for fluffy brows and soap brows. And one of the biggest brow products that I'm pretty confident in saying is the e.l.f. Brow Putty. I've seen a lot of people use the e.l.f. Brow Putty. It's clear. As far as eyes go, we're pretty neutral on the eyes, nothing crazy. I would say like probably just one shade on the entire lid. If you do like a cut crease, it's not too dramatic and it's neutrals, browns, tans, not too shimmery golds. We're very muted here. Again, with a lip, we are light sheer pink or a liner with a light gloss. Lip care became very huge in this aesthetic. Laneige, Summer Fridays, Rhode, and Dior have kind of been the go-tos for lip care throughout this entire aesthetic. They've kind of each had their own phase, but as I'm seeing it now, everything is kind of used in tandem, kind of swapping out. There's a TikToker that I'm following at the present. I don't remember her name, but she is a lip care fiend. So she takes you throughout the day and tells you exactly what she's using on her lips. And I see her using a lot of Summer Fridays and Rhode. Some of the beauty brands that contribute to the overall makeup goals of the clean girl is Selena Gomez's brand, Rare Beauty. She kind of has that cream blush that people use both as blush, but also as like a little lip tint, as well as Glossier. They really pride themselves in natural looking makeup and Milk makeup, as well as Summer Fridays again. The goal here is to look like you, but better. You, but better is the ultimate goal. And don't think I forgot about fragrances. Fragrances for the clean girl is very simple, fresh. Think clean laundry or citrus. Again, essentially your scent, but better. So we have things like Aqua di Gioia. I can't say that. Aqua di Gioia, Glossier You, Juliette Has a Gun, Not a Perfume, or Maison Margiela's Replica Beach Walk or Lazy Sunday Morning. Just very light scents that aren't too abrasive, but you smell very clean. I'd say an overall summary of the clean girl aesthetic is to look like yourself, yet very healthy, very glowy, very put together in your outfit choice, very polished and prepped, polished, P-squared. But with that comes some controversies. And I have some of those listed out if you don't mind. We'll kind of walk through them together. So one of the first categories of controversy is that it's quite classist and not accessible. We have like the organic foods. The lifestyle of the clean girl is largely inaccessible to people. Organic foods is very expensive, especially when you're shopping at places like Erewhon or Whole Foods. Most people survive off of Aldi and Walmart in this economy. So organic really isn't an option when you're just trying to survive. As well as yoga and Pilates, they're extremely expensive classes. And I understand there is that class pass where you spend half the price to do those things for the month, but it's still nearly $100 for a month. And most people don't have that to spare. So it's in my opinion, it's a classist aesthetic due to everything costing an arm and a leg just to achieve the look. as well as the lifestyle. The beauty regimen is very expensive to obtain and maintain. There's a large skincare routine and skincare treatments that go into that dewy, glowy look and clear skin. I'm noticing that people, because of this aesthetic, have started using the clearness of your skin as an indicator of how well you're maintained and how people should perceive you. It's very crazy. Not just the skincare, the high quality jewelry. I love a good high quality jewelry and gold jewelry, but sometimes Target jewelry is all you can afford, and sometimes you can't afford jewelry. So I think having those large stacks of jewelry on your hands and your wrists, that's not very accessible to people, to the common person, especially in this economy. And of course, the overconsumption and the revolving closet of well-tailored clothes and high-quality clothes. I love a good thrift store moment. I love shopping. However, Goodwill and thrift stores don't guarantee that you're going to find good quality pieces. And I've been noticing a lot of resellers kind of scour and scurry around the Goodwill to purchase them and resell at a higher markup. So that's it's becoming not an option for people who don't have the money to look like this. It's a way of dividing the upper middle class and the ultra rich from people who are just trying to survive. Not only is it found to be a tinge classist, it's also, in a sense, cultural appropriation. The clean girl aesthetic rebrand is a historical staple for Black and Latinx people, as are most trends created by white people. This trend was heavily influenced and or stolen by the BIPOC community. The slick back bun was often seen as greasy if a BIPOC person were to step out of their house like that, but it's now desired among white girls. As long as there's an Olaplex hair mask on it, you are praised for the sleekness of your bun, which is kind of crazy. And then as well as gold hoops. Gold hoops are a staple for the Latinx community. And now we've kind of just taken it for ourselves, a good colonizer moment. As well as I've started seeing this trend of sticky bangs, which is just baby hairs. It's just baby hairs. Why are you doing that? I've also seen that just from very few people, very few and specific people in the clean girl community, but it's still cringy. So this new wave and rebrand of the clean girl aesthetic erases the BIPOC origin. The same clean girls who looked down on the people of color for participating before it was cool are the girls who are raving about it now. So that's my qualms with it. What are your qualms? What are your praises? Tell me about it. Though I did mention controversies, I don't necessarily think it is a conscious level of classist and cultural appropriation, but I do think it is worth pointing out and worth looking into and understanding the trend's origins. It's one thing to appreciate, it's another thing to appropriate. Well, it appears we have come to the end of the clean girl aesthetic. I will admit, I take some influences from the clean girl aesthetic and apply it into my daily life. I love a good neutral. I love neutral clothing. I love to look polished and put together with minimal effort. So I think it's kind of unavoidable to, in some way, partake in this trend. But I do think we should be conscious of how we're participating and if we're hurting others in the way that we participate and promote. With that, I do hope you appreciate the episode. I hope you learned a little something and carry some knowledge with you outside of the episode. If you would like, please follow the podcast on Instagram at MagnifiquePod. If you so choose, you can also follow myself at Gabrielle Forshee on Instagram. That will also be in the episode notes. As well as my sources, I'm always just terrified of plagiarizing. High school has really ingrained that into me. So I always link my sources in the description. If you guys are curious, please go to the description. I have everything, every website that I used for this research in there. With that, I thank you, and I hope to see you next Monday. Have a good day. All right, have a good day, guys. Bye.